What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer, and welcome to another Overwatch news update. Today I'm going to be talking about some new bills which have been proposed, which could enforce regulations on video games with loot box systems such as Overwatch. Also, Lucio will be getting a nerf in Capture the Flag, Jeff made a post pertaining to the upcoming Symmetra and May changes, and there's a free-to-play weekend for Overwatch this coming weekend. So without further ado, let's get into talking about it. Real quick though, if this is your first time on my channel, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to keep up with all my future content. First up, the US state of Hawaii has recently proposed 4 new bills which will help to regulate video games that contain loot box systems purchasable via microtransactions. Without getting too technical about it, these bills will cover 2 different things. First is that game publishers who have these loot box systems in their games must publicly state the odds of any given items within the loot boxes. So in terms of Overwatch, that means Blizzard would have to publicly state the odds of getting a legendary, epic, etc. The second thing these bills cover, which I think is actually much more significant, is that they'll place an age restriction on purchasing video games that have these microtransaction-based loot box systems. People under the age of 21 will no longer be able to legally purchase games like Overwatch due to the loot boxes and the consideration of them being a form of gambling. As of right now, these bills have yet to be passed, but given recent events, namely things like Battlefront 2 and its whole loot box controversy, it seems incredibly likely that these bills will in fact end up getting passed. Now for the time being, these will only apply to people living in the state of Hawaii, but as I said, given the whole situation in the current gaming community, it seems incredibly likely that other states in the US, as well as potentially other nations, will sooner or later follow suit. As for what this means exactly regarding games like Overwatch, well, we're just gonna have to kinda wait and see. Simply put, I expect that, ideally, it seems like we're going to get some improvements to in-game microtransactions, which in a lot of ways can be considered predatory systems. So there's not much more to say about it at this point in time, we're just going to have to wait and see what ends up happening with these 4 bills. I did, however, make a video a few months ago talking about the controversy when it was first brought up, and there were some other interesting details there about other nations possibly doing a similar thing to what Hawaii is doing now. So if you haven't seen that, I encourage you to check it out, and I'll have a card linking to it at the end of this video. Anyways, moving on now to some lighter news. Lucio got a Capture the Flag nerf where he can no longer wall ride while carrying the flag. Given the ridiculous speed boost he gets while doing this, Blizzard decided that it should be considered a form of extreme mobility, and thus he can no longer carry the flag while doing it. Personally, I am overjoyed to hear about this change, since most of the Capture the Flag matches that I've been playing in have really devolved to the winning side just having a good Lucio, who flies in, grabs the flag, and flies out. Now, according to Jeff Kaplan, these changes are supposed to go live sometime today, so there's a good chance that the update with it will have already gone through by the time you're watching this video. Moving on, Jeff Kaplan also made a post on the forums regarding the upcoming May and Symmetra changes. Regarding May, Jeff said that she doesn't require anything radical, nothing as extreme as a total rework, but rather only some minor tweaks and changes. We actually got a bit of a leaked teaser of these changes when the Lunar New Year event went live, and some of her changes were accidentally sent through on that version. They have since been patched out, but she had an ammo cost reduction for her alternate fire, which overall would allow her to output a bit more damage consistently. Now we don't know if there are any further changes beyond this, but it seems likely that we're going to see these changes come to the PTR sometime pretty soon. Most likely around the same time we're getting Sombra's changes, which I talked about in another Overwatch news video that I'll also have linked at the end of this video. As for Symmetra, according to Jeff, she requires quite a bit more work to be done on her before they'll get her to a hopefully better state. I don't expect we're going to see any of these changes for Symmetra go through for quite a while yet, and will probably come out around the time of the Torbjorn and Hanzo changes, which Jeff has also talked about being a little ways off. As for what kind of changes she might be getting, well, I'm really not sure. Symetra is one of my least played heroes, so if you have any thoughts about what they could do to fix her, then I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. And the last thing to talk about for today is the upcoming free-to-play weekend from February 16th to February 19th. So if you know someone who's been itching to try out Overwatch but hasn't decided to pull the trigger on buying it just yet, this will be a great opportunity to try to get them into the game. Anyways, that'll do it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to leave your comments down below regarding anything I talked about here today, and be sure to leave a like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and turn on notifications to keep up with all my future Overwatch content. This is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.